Am I successful? I don't know. I got asked this question some time ago if I'm successful in what I'm doing. And if you would like to find out, stay tuned. Hi, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Software Testing. It's me, Daniel. Happy to be here and happy to talk about some topics for you today, or a topic that I got asked some time ago from many of you in the community. And looking back at all the comments and the notifications and messages I got, a couple of you asked me a question, and it started some thinking in my mind. And the question was, Daniel, you are so successful. What are you doing in terms of, creating all your content, and you're so successful, and I would like to have the same like you've done and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, thank you first of all that you think that I'm successful, because I think that I'm lucky maybe, but I'm not sure if I'm successful. What is success anyways, right? I mean, if you ask 10 people, you get 11 or 12 different answers what success means for them. And I love what I do. I love to create the videos for you today on my YouTube channel, and I love to create content on blogs, on podcasts, and other channels that I'm supporting in terms of knowledge sharing, knowledge transfer. And I don't know, this question triggered something in me, and I would like to talk about this topic because maybe from the outside world it looks like hey, oh, this guy now has a YouTube channel with more than, I don't know what's the current YouTube subscription right now, more than 50k or something. And it's like, okay, he is really successful and famous and known, and I would like to have the same thing. And everything comes with pros and cons, to be honest, right? And also, spoiler is, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So I have not started this like just yesterday, this being famous and successful topic. And I, as I said before, I don't consider myself successful or famous. I think that many people know me in the community, and that's what I really like. And sometimes it's also really scary, because if you go to a conference and you're there as an attendee and somebody comes to you and says, hey Daniel, how are you doing? It's like, okay, why is that person know my name? I don't know him or her. So that this sometimes scares me. And also, like, being like, one time I was at I think it was at a train station, and there's some stranger came by and said, hey Daniel, how are you doing? It's like, okay, what's going on now? And that feels weird at some point, because I think and I feel like a normal person, right? I don't feel like, okay, now I'm famous, I'm should be treated differently. No, that's not the case. And that's why I thought, like, hey, let's talk a bit about my success, and I would like to share some insights with you today, what I have done in the past in order to get here. And if you would like to get to the same stage, maybe this will give you some guidance what you can do, and also start over just now after watching this video. So let's take a look. I posted exactly that post that you can see right now on the screen on LinkedIn. It says, in the past weeks, many people approached me for some advice, what I just told you. And instead of saying like, hey, there is no quick success, because many of you ask like, hey, what is like the quick success? How can I get like rich fast and stuff like that? To be honest, spoiler ahead again, you don't get rich by creating software testing content. I don't think so. Maybe there are some people out there who can get really rich, but also, again, like, what means rich for you in that case, right? I mean, I do what I love, and I love to share my knowledge with you, and that's my success, my payment, so to say, for you in that case, right? So and I answered like to some of you out there, it's like, hey, are you willing to invest between 2 and 5 hours a week additionally onto your day-to-day job in order to think about your ideas, build a product, build content, or create a YouTube channel or something like that? And if you only say yes, you are really willing to sacrifice these 2 or 5 hours additionally on top of your day-to-day job, maybe 9 to 5 job. If you have family, if you have friends, you're doing sports and all these kind of activities, then you should do it, because this is what I'm doing, right? I mean, I started my content creation exactly, I think when was it? We can just take a look at my very first blog post on my blog Adventures in QA. And I started my blog Adventures in QA at October 24th, 2011. Yes, 2011. So more than 13 years, almost 13 years by now. And as you can see, really created creative blog posts like Run as QA blog. And yeah, this basically started my content creation. And from there on, it lifted off at some point, because when I started the initial idea of that blog Adventures in QA, I started in the field of mobile testing really quickly in my career as software tester, and I had the pleasure and the chance to really do some foundational work for the community. Because when I started I started a bit earlier than that blog post, because I think it was in the beginning of 2011 I started to become a mobile tester, and to be honest, there were not too many things out there for us as the community. So the tools were not really mature. There were no blog posts, no articles like, hey, well, how can I automate Android? How can I do the same thing on iOS? How can I do the same thing on Windows phones? They were a thing back then, and even BlackBerry. Yeah, and I felt like, damn it, I'm really like on a green field now, and I would like to share what I'm doing right now with the outside world. And to be honest, I never believed that somebody will read my blog back then, right? I was just like sharing my thoughts, sharing my ideas, sharing my things that I've done in terms of setting up tools and these kind of topics, and more people started to read it, and that was really great. And then I got asked to give a talk at a conference back then, and the room was jam-packed because mobile testing was a big thing, and I think it was even rated on the top 3 most best rated whatever related blogs, not blogs, but talks on that conference. And that really gave me the confidence, like, hey, cool, that's something that I can do to bring to the community. And already in 2011 there was like a publisher coming to me and said, hey Daniel, do you would like to write a book about mobile testing? And I said, no. Why should I? I don't consider myself an expert after like almost 1 year in the field, and there were too many changes coming up. I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm writing my blog. It's more up to date, more fast, more flexible, and it's more me, right? That's also what I had in mind. And then I just continued, and I did what I've done. I mean, I don't know how many blog posts I've written so far. So if we go to the main blog over here, you can see I don't know how many pages I've already written. It's more than 87 blog posts. I mean, I was like blogging more, sometimes less, so it really depends, right? And also then over the course of the time, I have like a publication section on my blog. You can see conferences, all the conference talk that I've done, all the webinars, all the guest blog posts that I've written, testing magazine, interviews, podcasts, and so forth. And I think that pretty much sums it up, like how I continue to work on the field of mobile testing and stuff, and what I have done. As you can see, I've gave webinars 2016. I started at 2011 with talks. Then almost every year I was at conferences giving talks. Not too many talks because I have a family, I have a day-to-day job, and I don't like to tour around on all the various testing conferences out there just to talk on every conference the same topic. And so that's why I really handpicked the conferences that I'm going to. And then in 2014, I guess, yes, I had the idea over a cup of coffee in the mornings, like, okay, why not writing a book? I finally had the feeling like, hey, I would like to write a book, because I got so many great feedback again from you, from the community, about the things that I've done. And I sat down in my living room with a cup of coffee, and I was thinking about the idea. Can I do it? It really triggered something inside me, and I only told my wife, like, hey, I'm going to write a book, and she was like, yeah, what is he talking about again? Sometimes I have many stupid ideas, right? And not all of the ideas that I'll make to the very end. And I only told her, and I started writing. I outlined the book. I started to continue to write the book, and it really triggered my inner, I don't know what to say, like, but it really pushed me. I really would like to make it. And it took me 1.5 years to write the book, Hands-on Mobile App Testing, as you can see on the screen. And I just wrote it for myself. I never intended to get like a publisher contract or anything. I just wrote it for myself. just to show myself that if I can make it. Yeah, and I wrote it for 1.5 years, every single day after my day-to-day job. Came home, did like the normal like crazy stuff that you have to do as a father, as a husband and stuff like that, and all the topics, doing sports, meeting friends, and then 1.5 years. That's a lot of dedication, a lot of focus. Yeah, and then I made it, and I gave the book basically to some people to review, and they reviewed it, and it was really cool. The feedback that I got, a lot of reworking and stuff. And then I was lucky because I think I published it in the first place on LeanPub, and some people got the book, great feedback. And then it was Lisa Crispin was so really kind, is a really kind person also from the community. I think you all know her. Approached me, like, hey Daniel, I'm the author of the book Agile Testing and More Agile Testing, together with Janet Gregory, and we have a publisher called Addison Wesley, or back then Pearson, or now the other way around, Pearson and Addison Wesley, now Pearson. And your book is really great. Why not sending over your book to them and ask them of getting a publisher contract? And I was like, okay, why not give it a try? I sent it over, and they accepted the book. I was like, oh my God, that's cool. But again, I had to completely rewrite the book, like, because there was really professional copy editing coming to my end, and I had another like couple of months of intense back and forth, changing the chapters and stuff like that. And then finally I made it. I got the book. As you can see here, that's the very first edition of the book, and I was happy. I was proud of myself. And then over the course of the time, you know, I got like feedback, and again, people got the book and feedback and stuff like that, and that was really nice. And then I think in 2017, 18, 19, I can't remember, Pearson said, okay, we don't like to do like a second edition with you, because I think maybe they expected to sell more books of the topic. And said, okay, I got my rights back, and I sat down and did my second edition myself. So I completely reworked the book again for a couple of months, and right now the book is available on Amazon for print on demand, or on LeanPub as an ebook. No cheesy marketing, so that should be the end. You don't need to buy it, just to give you an idea like what I have done for the community in terms of the long-term content creation, being successful in what I'm doing. So I really sacrificed a lot of my private hours to writing content, sharing my knowledge, and that was always my aim. And if you would like to support me, of course, get the book, subscribe to my channel, as I'm always asked to, because I think that's my recognition that I can get, right? These subscriptions on my YouTube channel, this is really something that pushes me even further. Also your questions, your comments, your feedback, that's really what I really love to hear from you, to have an engaged conversation on the topic of software testing. That's really cool. Yeah. So then I had the book out in, I think it was 2019. I don't know, is this somewhere written down here on the LeanPub page? I don't know, actually. Doesn't matter. Yeah, so it doesn't matter. The book is out there in the second edition. You can get it. It's completely reworked. I also changed a bit how you can get access to the external sources. So for example, if you go down on my blog, I think it's somewhere here, or is it not? Yeah, book sources. It's something that I changed. So all in my book, you have now the sources available over here, because then with that I can just check the sources here with a link checker, that a link is still valid, because that's one feedback that I got from you, from the community, that the links that I put in the book before were really outdated or have changed or not there anymore. And with that solution, I have all the sources on my blog, and I can change them over here, and the book is always up to date. I think it's a good idea. Okay, and then again, the book was out, and I was working still as software testing, head of software testing and stuff like that. And I always had the feeling like, okay, I've written so many blog posts for others, right? I mean, if you check the publications, I have done a lot of talks and writing podcasts and talking in podcasts and guest blog posts on various spaces, and that always had this feeling, okay, there is something in me that I would like to explore again, and that was video. Because I mean, we all know from the big social networks out there, video is like really lifting off, right? And also YouTube became something big. And I had never any touch points with video editing and with creating video, professional setup. And I thought like, okay, why not do a YouTube channel on software testing? I was like, okay, give it a try. And if you take a look at the very first videos that I've done, it's like, oh my God. I mean, I think and I hope you like the latest editions of my videos, like the new setup, also the lighting, the sound, and I just did it in a not really well-equipped video room, or just a room, and I got a lot of feedback, bad feedback from you saying, okay, hey, the sounds really bad. Are you in a big hall somewhere? And I never thought about like soundproofments and these kind of topics for the video, because I always had in mind I would like to share content with you no matter the surroundings, right? So that's what I had in mind, and I just did it. And I also started a YouTube channel in not something like, okay, I would like to get like, I don't know, millions of subscribers, would like to get money with YouTube and these kind of topics. No, I just would like to explore new ways of creating content, and that new way of creating content was video for me. Because I could see from my blog statistics that like the average reading time like really went down. Like people's attention span rate was really low, and that's like, okay, this is sad actually. I mean, I put so many effort in writing the texts, and maybe video is something that I can do. And that's why I created my YouTube channel. And I think you know it because you're now watching the video. That's the YouTube channel right now. So it's crazy. I have more than 50K subscribers right now when I'm doing the video. I'm not sure when the video is coming out because I have a long publishing list of things. Sometimes I shuffle around the content pieces and stuff, but right now I have almost 51,000 subscribers. That's absolutely amazing. I've never expected that so many people will subscribe to my channel, and really thank you for that. That really pushes me to do more videos for you, and also to do more things. And as you can see here, it's like a long list of videos that I've done already, and I have like a long list of videos that are still in the pipeline. So I think I could easily do like 1, 2, 3, 4 more years in creating content for you that I'm already in my ideas list. And you approach me also from time to time like, hey, can you talk about this topic and that topic? And that really is really great. So, and that's what I really love, and that's what my current passion is, basically creating video content, and from time to time also writing blog posts. Yeah. So, am I successful now? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Do you think that I am successful? Maybe you think. I don't feel like I'm successful. As I mentioned a couple of times in the video, I love what I'm doing here. I love to talk about software testing, engineering, non-testing topics. There are some videos coming out that are not really directly related to software testing, but are really helpful for us as software testers. And yeah, that's my passion, and that's really cool, and that's what I would love to do. And if you would like to support me, as I mentioned it in every video, subscribe, like the video, share it with your network. That's really cool, because I love to get your feedback, your questions, your remarks, your wishes in the video comments down below. And just to close now the circle of that video, am I successful? I'm not sure. I think maybe yes. I love what I'm doing, but I just would like to give you, I hope the video gave you an idea like what I have done over the course of the year. So I started in 2011 with creating content, and now we have 2024. So it's 13 years of creating content, from social media posts, blog posts, books, video content. Not sure what's coming next. Maybe there should be something next, but I don't know what it is. Let's see what the future will bring. And yeah, that's what I would like to share with you today. And I hope you liked the video. Leave me a comment down below and tell me like, hey, what do you like more? Written blog posts, videos, podcasts, conference talks, or what are your wishes in terms of content that you would like to see on my channel or on my blog? Thanks for coming by today. It's a longer video today. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day and see you soon. Bye bye.